Hello, and thank you for keeping up with us at Voicetv Nigeria, still on the state of the nation. It is no longer news that Nigeria is currently experiencing an economic tight down, but the pressure is getting worse, especially from the various geopolitical zones. It seems you're going to be having some loggerheads between regions. And why did I say so? Mazi Obi Okoli, a notable Igbo leader, has come out to fire back at Professor Yusuf Usman over his opinion on the economic hardship. Now you understand why I earlier stated that regions will rise against regions, but we don't pray for war. If you would recall, few days ago, Professor Usman Yusuf, a former executive secretary, National Health Insurance Scheme, said he is surprised the southeastern part of the country has remained quiet amid the worsening economic hardship facing the nation. This is even as he urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to buy food, flood the markets, and feed the people before things get too late. Yusuf made a statement while fielding questions on Arise television morning show program. He said he found it surprising that the Southeast has remained quiet. Let's take a quick look at the video, then we proceed to Mazi Okoli.
It's not doing at all. It's doing nothing. The primary problem is that it doesn't even understand the cause. It's in denial. The primary cause of what we are going through today is the recklessness of this government and this president by suddenly removing fuel subsidy on the day he was inaugurated, without looking at the balance sheet of the country, without consulting, and without knowing what the problems are, flippantly. On May 29th, just removed fuel subsidy without having any fallback plans. You don't do that, and that's why we're going through all of this. Price of food is going up. Inflation, as at yesterday, was 29.9. The dollar, when they came to the naira, was 680. Today is 1,500. Everything is going up. And they are surprised because they don't have a plan. And I said it from the outset that in August last year, that Tinubunomics is nothing but a very painful pill for everybody to die. And people are dying. This president started this policy before he even assembling his team. It clearly showed that the president was being advised by shadowy, armchair, theoretical economists that know little or nothing about the sufferings of our people. And we all know all this policy is just a prescription they got from the World Bank in Washington, D.C. They got a prescription. And that prescription is killing our people. We've been raising our voices, telling the president and the governors. The president looks like he's just drowning. And the economic team, all they are doing is like flailing their arms as if they are drowning. I saw the three economic team the other day on TV at the National Assembly, and I was a lot more depressed than when it started. The Minister of Finance, the Central Bank Governor, and the FIRS boss. The honest truth is that they do not know how to get out of this mess. This self-inflicted pain they've put this nation through. They don't know how to get us out of it. And we are warning them. And we do not see what Martin Luther King referred to as the fierce urgency of now from this government to get us out of this mess. We are in serious trouble. Everything must stop. There is hunger in the land. Democracy means nothing to a hungry, angry, homeless man or woman. What they are doing is akin to a doctor coming into a room, patient's room, and just looking at the numbers. Oh, the blood pressure is this, the pulse is this, instead of looking at the patient. They have no connection with our people. Our people are suffering. Millions of people, predominantly women and children, go to bed hungry in this country of plenty. Nigeria has no reason to be poor. Nigeria is not a poor country, but our wealth is in the hands of a few. And we see that, even the cost of governance. They are living as if it is 1999. Our people are dying. That is why in the north, we had the voices of our traditional rulers. And they should take it seriously. You remember when the First Lady visited the Emir of Kano 2 weeks ago? The Emir of Kano told her, go and tell Mr. President that our people are suffering. There is hunger in the land. It was a coded message, because if the president does not read the papers, if he does not go through social media, if his advisors would not tell him the truth, the emir was telling the wife, go and tell Mr. President. As a follow-through, all traditional rulers in the north met in Kaduna 3 days ago, and they came out with a screaming headline all papers took 3 days ago, read by the Sultan of Sokoto. This country is sitting on a keg of gunpowder, and there is nothing more they can do to stop the anger of their people. They've run out of excuses. In the north, our traditional rulers are the last bus stop. When they start talking, leaders need to sit up and listen. We're in big trouble. Our traditional rulers and our clerics, 2 days ago, yesterday, the sermons in all the mosques in the north, people are suffering. There is hunger in the land. People are dying in the midst of plenty. Leaders sit up. Any leader who does not listen to the sufferings of his people does so at his own peril. What we are afraid of, we're not afraid of what is going to happen to politicians. We're afraid is what is going to happen to our country, Nigeria. This country we love dearly. This country that has given us more than we have given back. This country that has been formed on the blood and sweat and tears of our leaders past. No reckless politician is going to break this country up by his recklessness and not listening to the concerns of the people.
All right,
there is hunger in the land.
All right.
All is not well.
This narration triggered Mazi Obi Okoli to give a blunt attack on Professor Yusuf, saying the threat from the north should not be taken seriously. Let's have the video.
Good morning, viewers. It's a beautiful morning outside. And I was just browsing online and ran into an interview granted by Arise TV, of which Professor Yusuf Usman was their special guest on the program. And he was subtly kind of threatening the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And in that interview, he mentioned that he doesn't understand why the Southeast and Southwest is quiet. Professor Yusuf, let me tell you something. When elders like you and Wolo Soyinka and a lot of them came out supporting what was not right and making it seem right, the whole Nigerian youths that looked up to people like you were astonished. What is Tinubu, or what has Tinubu done in his 7 months in office that Buhari did not do more than 3 times? Buhari selectively appointed only the North. He was giving people money in the North to feed. He was feeding the students to the detriment of others in the Southeast, in the Southwest, and other geopolitical areas. Buhari appointed his own people, you Northerners, from top to bottom. Nobody said a word. Not one Igbo person, not one Southeasterner was in his government. He built the railway up to Niger Republic that is better than us today now. And nothing in the East. People like you, Professor Yusuf, kept quiet. Your threat to Tinubu is not acceptable, because when you do something, when you sow the seed of evil and discord, you never know how it will extend. Your president, Muhammad Buhari, set the precedent for what is happening today. He made it look like a winner takes it all. And you guys in the North, all of you, kept quiet and said nothing. For 8 years that he ruled, I never saw you come out to one day to tell Buhari that what he was doing in terms of political appointment, infrastructural development of the nation was wrong. What we are suffering today in Nigeria is partly from your person in the north. Buhari inherited how much in foreign exchange? Our foreign account, we had reserve. Where did the money go to? How much did Buhari leave before going? What state of economy did Buhari leave before going? So Tinubu inherited whatever that was left from Buhari. So partially of what we are suffering today is from Tinubu. Yes, Tinubu should get things right. People are suffering. But the threat from the north should not be taken seriously. Nobody is taking it seriously. We are all feeling the hunger. Everybody in Nigeria is feeling the hunger. So it's not just the north alone. And you now making it look like the north is suffering more than any other person. That's not true. We Igbos for 54 years, we have suffered. And you people, you elders, both yourself, Wolo Soyinka, and the rest of them, maintained the status quo. Even up to Obasanjo, when he was president, what did he do? Did he open the seaport? We have to import from Lagos. We have to fly to Lagos. We have to do everything in Lagos. And currently, what are they're doing? They're destroying our properties, our shops, and everything. Have you, Professor Yusuf, said a word? People like you should be quiet. It is unacceptable that every time something does not favor the North, you threaten everybody with F-16s and you threaten everybody with violence. That time has passed. We in the North, we in the Southeast, we have been down for 54 years. All your policies have been entrenched to keep us down. And now you want us to do what? Come out and demonstrate for what? For a nation that has never accepted us, for a nation that has consistently kept us down. For a nation that we have more than 100 to 1,000 police checkpoints before we go into our houses. For a nation that when the military was going around burning every village in Igbo land, did you say a word? You guys should stop threatening people when things don't favor you. Professor Yusuf, I think a lot of you and some of your northern elders and all these people shouting today about hunger, all of you should be quiet because you were there when this systemic pilfering of the nation purse was going on. You said nothing. It is quite strange that you come out now and you want to threaten everybody in Nigeria. Yes, there's hunger. We will all suffer it together. You guys participated. How many of the judges are from the Southeast or Southwest? You guys knew the result of the election, but you made sure that the Supreme Court delivered a judgment that was not true. And here you are threatening us. Professor Yusuf, Nigerians, we have come above all these rhetorics from the North. Anything that wants to happen now should happen. Tinubu is the president. He will be there for 8 years. And everybody should learn to kick in. If the nation goes, if the hunger becomes too much, we should all go back to farming. But the threat from the North will not be acceptable because you guys were there for 8 years. You did nothing to change the Nigerian system. You did nothing to restructure the nation. You did nothing to improve the well-being of the people. How many people were employed during Buhari's 8 years in office? I think, to be very honest, I think you guys should be quiet.
These two personalities you just watched are notable people in Nigeria who are giving their take on the state of the nation, but with a backlash. But I want to have your take in the comment section below. Tell me, is Mazi Okole right, or is it true that the North are only complaining now because they are feeling the heat? You see, Professor Yusuf described President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's knowledge as a peel of pains to the country at large by not putting structures in place before embarking on the removal of fuel subsidy. On the other side, Mazi Okole is agitating for Igbos for being marginalized for 54 years. You see, we have a lot going on here, but if you ask me, I still see the Nigerian politics playing in here. But what are your thoughts on this particular issue? We are talking about Nigeria. Whether you are Igbo, Yoruba or Hausa, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does not matter at this point. What matters now is how do we fix Nigeria to come out from this deep pit? Because this is a very dangerous pit that, if not carefully sorted out by the government, by the Tinubu's led administration, this will lead to a regional crisis and you don't want this to happen. We don't wish for this to happen. Usman Yusuf is a Nigerian professor of hematology, oncology, and bone marrow transplantation and an alumna of Ahmadu Bello University, and has practiced medicine across 3 continents: Africa, Europe, and North America. He was appointed the Executive Secretary of the National Health Insurance Scheme in August 2016 by former President Muhammadu Buhari, while Mazi Obi Okoli is a life coach, an IT consultant, motivational speaker, and the author of The Lost Igbo Treasure. So feel free to let me know in the comment section below. What do you think about these 2 analysts concerning the state of the nation? As you do so, give a thumbs up to the subscription button and follow us up on every other social media platform. I am Patience Obot for Voicetv Nigeria.